even in the sense of governments, and we were talking about before, these governments on both polarizing ends of the scale of the spectrum, eventually they lead into this space of becoming what they despised at the beginning. And so it's just, with either path of trying to, even for the path that's trying to seek equality, right? And seek things being more equal, which is that more left communist perspective, for example. Even that over time eventually breeds to the inflections in the system, and it just slows down that inequality. So then it's like an inevitability that we know we need to face and seek a balance. And almost coming off the back of it, mate, one of the big things they mention is about this idea that we don't need to have revolutions in order to enact, to kind of shift the balance back. The revolutions occur when the egos flare up on both sides, of the argument. And, they spoke about, I think it was some of the aristocrats back in ancient Greece, and they kind of arced up and didn't, even more so, they would prefer to just throw their money into the ocean than distribute their money out. And that's that's a really broken mentality. And then eventually on the other side, what actually happens is the other side seeking or the ones starting the revolt, they would rather see the money taken from the aristocrats than come across some treasures themselves.
Yeah,
and they say that
it's so polarized. It's not really about the point anymore, is it? It's like mimetic. But there's kind of like two choices, it seems. You can solve something by talking to one another, or you can have a fight. In its simplest form, it feels like they're the two options.
But sometimes
it gets to the point where you can't stand to talk to the other person anymore. It's gone beyond it. But there's ways of peaceful redistribution for sure, and that's a balanced system. I mean, tax is a good example of that.
Yeah, that's exactly what they say. And they say that the revolt actually ends up destroying the overall collective wealth as a result. Whereas you can have generation, overall wealth generation within the community or within the state, for example, if you go down the path of the more peaceful, negotiated approach. I think the challenge is it just doesn't feel as nice sometimes, as that egotistical or the pride aspect, or even like an impatience to some degree. We want action now type thing. So it's a tough, complex game to play, mate.